Coming to DILR section. DILR section is a tricky section. I'll admit that. It's the most unpredictable section as well. You can predict VRC, you can predict QA. There'll be 6 to 7 questions of arithmetic, 4 to 5 questions of algebra, etc., etc. You can predict it. But you can't predict what kind of set you'll be getting in DILR. And these days, CAT is shifting from conventional sets to unconventional sets a lot. My recommendation would be start with basic Sudoku solving if you want to. Sudoku solving is like a starter for you. It will help you develop the temperament to solve a DILR problem. It won't directly help you in DILR problem. Let me be very clear with it. If it's not that if you practice Sudokus, you will be very good in DILR. But it will give you the skill set required. What are the skill set required for DILR? Basic temperament. You need to give 10 to 15 minutes per set. If you are solving, let's say, 2 or 2.5 sets, you have to give 12.5 to 15 minutes per set, which requires patience. You can't just start solving and give up in the next 5 minutes. I am not able to do it. I'll leave that set. I'll go to the next set. This is not how DILR you will be able to crack. You need to develop the temperament, patience. This will come from Sudoku. I remember the first Sudoku that I solved took me 40 minutes to solve. And I was very adamant, I'll not get up from my chair until this problem is solved. And so you need to have a similar temperament in the initials. Right now, I can solve a Sudoku in 5 to 7 minutes. This is the level of practice that I have done. So don't be afraid of solving problems and problems taking a lot of time. A friend of mine is currently preparing for CAT for this year's CAT. So he texts me regularly that I'm not able to solve a DILR set. It's taking 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I'm like, okay, everything is okay. Just keep practicing. 1.5 hours per set would reduce to 10 minutes drastically once you cross a particular level of threshold. So like once you're done with 50 or 60 caselets or 100 caselets, your 1 hour time period will drastically reduce to 15 minutes. You just have to have that patience. So Sudoku for starters. Sudoku will also help a basic number crunching habit. However, I don't think that is very much relevant, but still, a basic number crunching habit would help you in DILR section. This is A. B is my preparation for DILR was primarily based on solving previous year questions. Previous year questions in DILR can form a base because similar set of caselets reappear in CAT a lot of times. So games and tournaments, pipes and system, road and networks, etc., etc. There is a proper set list of DILRs DI sets that you have to practice. So best way to practice is previous year questions because they give you a benchmark up to what level you have to prepare. Don't go for random books, etc. That okay, this book has LOD3, so this type of levels you need to solve. Best benchmark, previous year questions. Yeah, why should I trust any author or any book, right? If I have previous year questions, I know what CAT requires for me to do so. Why am I wasting time? Just directly go solve CAT questions. You won't be able to solve in the first go, but eventually you will be able to do it. Eventually you will increase your speed and eventually it will come to you. So Sudoku, DILR questions, previous year questions, and mocks. I'll come to mocks in a very next segment because mocks is very important. So DILR is Sudoku, previous year questions, and mocks, right?
DILR as a section is really testing your core competencies. There are a set of questions which come, like there are a pattern of questions, but there is a vast variety of sets that can be made out of them. So in DILR, personally in my journey, what helped me to score well in DILR was that I started solving puzzles. Again, same thing as VARC. My preparation for CAT was also outside of CAT. So while working, I used to take out some time to solve puzzles like Sudoku. Sudoku and Kakuro are two great puzzles which can really, like, if you be good at those puzzles, you can be great at solving DILR because those are all about pattern recognition. And in my opinion, DILR is also testing the similar competencies in you. So solve as many as puzzles as you can and try to solve at least one or two DILR sets every single day. And there are many resources online which you can find. There are many free resources shared by EduShastra also. So try to just solve one or two DILR sets every day and just not solve them. When you solve them, try seeking solutions, like try understanding, even if you have solved a DILR set, try to understand how could I have done it better. oftentimes when you look at the solutions of any DILR set solved by any mentor, you will see that mentor is following a set approach, and that approach is getting to the answer quickly. That is what matters in CAT. Like in my opinion, my personal opinion, like if you're given more than 1 hour to the DILR set, most of you will be able to solve like at least 4 sets comfortably, 3 to 4 sets comfortably. But so DILR, the time becomes very important, and question selection. When you solve so many sets, you get to understand which are the type of sets that you are very comfortable with. So try to aim for that low hanging fruits. You always want to maximize the output per minute in your exam. And that's very true for DILR, also for every other section. So that's my take on DILR.
So I'll move to the DILR section next, which used to haunt me the most. Like this was the most horrible thing, and I have had mocks where I've scored single digit marks in like many of the mocks. So yeah, special focus needs to be done in that, and I think nobody is great at DLR from the word go. It is all about practice, all about patience, and a lot about strategy too. So the first thing I would say is that develop a habit of spending time with sets. For example, there might be a set which you have never seen before. Zara sa bhi itch bhi nahi lag raha kaise start karna hai. So at that time, instead of jumping to the solution, spend half an hour just staring at the question. कुछ नहीं करना, सीलिंग को स्टेयर करना वो कर लो, कुछ भी रैंडम स्क्रिबलिंग करनी है, कुछ रैंडम आइडिया ये कर लो. तो डेवलप अ हैबिट ऑफ दिस पेशेंस वाला प्रैक्टिस कि कुछ भी नहीं स्कोर हो रहा है, कुछ भी नहीं प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है, पर स्टिल मैं बैठी हूँ उस प्रॉब्लम के साथ. सो इससे क्या होता है कि वंस यू स्टार्ट टू सॉल्व अ क्वेश्चन इन 45 to 50 minutes, तुमको वो कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड होगा कि ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे आता नहीं है, बस मुझे टाइम लगता है. तो इन सम मॉक्स अ सिचुएशन विल अराइज कि यू कमिट योरसेल्फ टू अ सिंगल सेट. अब वो हो नहीं रहा है, पर ये वाली जो चीज थी हमारी कि 45-50 मिनट्स में हमने प्रैक्टिस की थी, इससे एटलीस्ट हमें कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा कि हाँ टाइम लगेगा बट मैं कर लूंगी ये चीज. एक सेट हो जाए बहुत है, और एक सेट भी DLR में हो जाना इज अ बिग थिंग. यू विल सी मेनी पीपल हु have 99.5, 99.6 percentile and they couldn't clear the DLR cutoff. Because DLR is like that. So spend time with the question. ऐसा jump मत करो solutions पे. Or one more thing that helped me was that for the questions that you had to see the solution, उनको keep them starred. 1 month आगे या फिर few weeks ahead, go forward and do those same questions again and time yourself this time. Because अगर कोई तुमने लॉजिक एक बार देख लिया तो अब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि अब इस बार वो मिस हो जाए. कोई नया लॉजिक आ गया, नहीं समझ में आया, दैट इज फाइन, पर एक बार जो सॉल्यूशन देख लिया, एक बार जो प्रैक्टिस हो चुकी है, दैट शुड नॉट गो मिस्ड. तो इसके लिए डू दोज सेट्स व्हिच यू कुडंट डू इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस एंड टाइम देम. मतलब ये दिस माइट फील अ बिट काउंटर इंट्यूटिव टू यू कि सेम सेट्स दोबारा करने से क्या होगा, पर उससे मसल मेमोरी बिल्ड होती है. एंड लाइक स्पेशली क्वांट एंड DLR इज लॉट अबाउट मसल मेमोरी. सो या, तो वही प्रैक्टिस करो. एंड फिर सेकंड थिंग इज कि रिपीट करो वो सेट्स. एंड थर्ड इज कि अब DLR में यू हैव टू डू दैट थिंग कि यू हैव टू स्किम. स्ट्रैटेजी ऐसी, आई यूज्ड टू यूज द स्ट्रैटेजी दैट स्टार्टिंग 5-6 मिनट्स में आई वुड गो थ्रू ऑल द सेट्स का कंटेंट, सॉरी द सेटअप. अब जो सेटअप ही मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा था, वो तो आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी विद देम, क्योंकि सोचना ही नहीं मुझे, वो तो सीधा आउट हो गया, मुझे 3 में से चूज करना है बस. सो या, गो थ्रू ऑल द सेट्स, order them in like what difficulty level you find them. Some sets would be familiar, some would be familiar, but you would know that कि हाँ ये difficult time में time लगता है. For example, like if you have started doing last year के CAT PYQs, you would find like metro वाला set है. It is easy set जहाँ पे time निकालना है from one station to another, but it is very time consuming. So familiarity and complexity, ये 2 variables हैं on which you have to judge the sets. Familiar and low complexity is what you would be banging the first door for. So हाँ, बस DLR is why rinse and repeat. Then you would probably get to those fancy 3-setter or 4-setter scores. But like even like I also could do just 2 sets in the final exam. I have 27 score in DILR, and for the first 20 minutes I had made no headway. So 0 things marked on the sheet and half the time was done. So वहाँ पे this mocks वाला experience help कि हाँ you have been through these situations wherein last के 15 minutes में you could create something out of the blue, something out of nowhere. So वो वाली चीज gives you a bit confidence. And हाँ the earlier वाला thing which I mentioned कि 40 minutes में जो तुम एक set कर रहे हो, that also gives you confidence here कि ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे आता नहीं है, बस मुझे time लगेगा. So this is a very big confidence booster. So these are the broad outlines of DILR.